Troubleshooting a Leviton speed control or dimmer that has a low hum. There are several steps that can be taken to diagnose and potentially resolve the issue. Firstly, check for loose wiring. Ensure all wires are securely connected to the terminals on the device and within the electrical box. Loose connections can create arcing, which can cause a humming sound. Secondly, examine the load. The load connected to the dimmer, such as a fan or a light, can be the cause of the humming. Check to see if the load is compatible with the dimmer's wattage range and consult the manufacturer's instructions for both the dimmer and the load. Thirdly, determine the source of the hum. Listen carefully to identify if the humming is coming from the dimmer itself or from the load it is controlling. If the hum is coming from the dimmer, it could indicate an internal issue with the dimmer's components. Fourthly, test different loads. Connect a different load, such as a different fan or a different light, to the dimmer. If the humming persists even with a different load, it suggests the dimmer itself may be faulty. Fifthly, if all other troubleshooting steps have failed, consider replacing the dimmer. When replacing the dimmer, be sure to select a dimmer that is compatible with the load that it will be controlling, and also look for a dimmer that has a low hum rating or a quiet operation feature. Additional tips to consider include: firstly, using a dimmer with a quiet or no buzz feature. Many dimmer manufacturers offer models specifically designed to minimize noise. Secondly, install a noise filter or electromagnetic interference or radio frequency interference suppressor on the electrical circuit. These devices can help to reduce electrical noise that may be contributing to the hum. Thirdly, check for ground loop issues. Ensure that the electrical system is properly grounded, as grounding issues can sometimes cause humming. Fourthly, verify there are no loose components or vibration within the dimmer itself. Sometimes internal components can vibrate and cause noise. Fifthly, contact Leviton technical support for assistance if necessary. They may have specific troubleshooting advice or be able to provide information about known issues with their products. When selecting a replacement dimmer, pay attention to the dimmer's compatibility with the type of load being controlled. For example, some dimmers are specifically designed for use with LED lights, while others are designed for incandescent or halogen bulbs. Using the wrong type of dimmer can lead to buzzing or humming, as well as reduced performance or even damage to the load. Also, consider the dimmer's wattage rating. Make sure the dimmer is rated to handle the wattage of the load it will be controlling. Exceeding the dimmer's wattage rating can cause it to overheat and fail, and can also create a fire hazard. In addition to compatibility and wattage rating, look for dimmers that are specifically designed to minimize noise. These dimmers often use advanced circuitry or filtering techniques to reduce or eliminate humming. Some dimmers also have adjustable settings that allow you to fine-tune the dimmer's performance and reduce noise. Another factor to consider is the dimmer's dimming range. Some dimmers have a wider dimming range than others, allowing you to precisely control the brightness of the load. A wider dimming range can be useful for creating different moods or saving energy. Finally, consider the dimmer's ease of installation. Some dimmers are easier to install than others, so choose a dimmer that you are comfortable installing yourself or hire a qualified electrician to install it for you. By following these troubleshooting steps and considering these additional tips, you can hopefully resolve the humming issue with your Leviton speed control or dimmer and enjoy quiet and reliable operation. Remember to always turn off the power to the circuit before working on any electrical wiring or devices. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, hire a qualified electrician to perform the work. Ensure all wiring connections are tight and secure and there are no exposed wires or frayed insulation. Use wire connectors that are appropriately sized for the wire gauge being used and follow all applicable electrical codes and regulations. Inspect the electrical box for any signs of damage or corrosion. Replace the electrical box if it is damaged or corroded. When installing a new dimmer, follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully. Be sure to connect the wires to the correct terminals and tighten the screws securely. Test the dimmer after installation to ensure that it is working properly. Check for any signs of overheating or malfunction. If you notice any problems, turn off the power to the circuit and consult a qualified electrician. When dealing with electrical issues, Safety is always the top priority. By following these safety precautions, you can help to prevent electrical shocks, fires, and other hazards. If you are unsure about any aspect of electrical work, always consult a qualified electrician. A final note about minimizing hum is to use a high-quality dimmer switch designed for the specific type of lighting or fan you are controlling. Cheaper or incompatible dimmers are more likely to produce audible hum, especially at low dimming levels. When replacing a dimmer, it may be beneficial to upgrade to a model with advanced features such as zero-crossing technology or harmonic filtering, which can further reduce noise and improve performance. Remember that some LED bulbs are more prone to humming than others, so experimenting with different bulb brands or models may also help to eliminate or minimize the noise. Always consult the dimmer and bulb manufacturer's compatibility charts to ensure that the components are designed to work together. Ultimately, addressing a humming dimmer switch often involves a process of elimination and experimentation to identify the root cause of the problem and implement the most effective solution. If you are not comfortable performing these steps yourself, it is always best to consult with a qualified electrician who can diagnose and resolve the issue safely and effectively. Remember that electrical work can be dangerous, so it is important to take all necessary precautions and follow all applicable electrical codes and regulations.